All right, Bulls, what's going on? It's the Sherpa here with your Sunday game plan. It's July 17th. We have a week ahead of a couple earnings numbers that I want to look at, a couple economic numbers that I want to look at. And I have 4 or 5 really good trades for you guys. I'm actually bullish on equities this week, and I'm going to be using triple leverage. We'll go over that. Obviously, very, very bullish on the short that we have for the Treasury. That'll probably come to fruition a little bit more for everybody this week. That's in the oven cooking. And then I have 2 shorts as well. So that's what it is. Don't forget that we do have the Sherpa Substack. If you want this information delivered to your email, if you want to be able to text and trade with me, if you want trade confirmations in real time, all you have to go there. It's $20, $200 a month. It's legit. And I'm making people money and making people happy at the same time. And really, what else is there in life, right? Okay, so this is what's going to go out to the Sherpa Substack Bulls. And what we're doing here is just long game plan, right? Really easy. We're going long on the semis. We're going to buy the rumor, sell the news. I have a best bet. So if you're thinking about subscribing, if you're thinking about following, make this best bet that I'm about to give you on the banks. Put a G into it. You'll probably make 600, 800 over the next week and a half or 2 weeks. And then you can use that part of that money to pay for my year-long Substack or my monthly Substack. And then you have a bunch more money to trade with. So I don't really see what's to lose there. We also got the OG, the ONG, which is the oil and gas, the original gangster, probably one of the things that I'm most expert at trading. And then finally, I also have some shorts as well. And we're going to be shorting Bitcoin and shorting the cryptos via the crypto miners, because there's not a good ETF really to do it. And I don't want to open a futures account. And I've never been good at trading futures. So stick what it makes you money, right? So we're going to start this off. Happy, good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happiest Sunday for me because my favorite golfer is leading the Open right now. A couple of minutes to play. I got that on in the background. Rory McIlroy. And let's see if Rory can do it. The Tiger thing yesterday was great. If you're not a golfer, I still like to put some personality onto these things. And also golf and money managers go hand in hand. When I was a money manager, when I was a financial planner, asset manager, financial consultant, I made more money on the golf course and just casually making friends than I ever did in the boardroom, which I did well there too. But it's just a thought. Golf is a great game. It's growing in popularity, and I'll stop with the golf. But I just love it, and I'm passionate about that. Not as much as trading, but it's probably my second favorite thing to do. So here's the economic calendar. I got this off of Market Watch, and I wanted to show you guys. You can always get this off of Market Watch. It's free. Just type in economic calendar in the search bar. This comes up. But this existing home sales numbers, we have housing starts, which is obviously a big one. Rates are going to affect that. We have new home builders index. We have the Philadelphia Fed manufacturing index. We got a couple other things coming out. But really, one of the most underrated indicators that I'm going to trade on heavily, because there's quite a bit of correlation for you to make money off of, and it makes perfect sense, which is what I like, is existing home sales is going to come out at 10 a.m. What happens here is I'm going to give you an example of a real life thing I did 7 or 8 years ago. I was trading long in Home Depot and Lowe's. And the idea here is that when existing home sales is increasing, and 6, 7 years ago was kind of right when people were picking up inexpensive homes and then flipping them. And also they were just buying inexpensive homes. And what typically comes in a period when you're doing that, there's foreclosures. If there's just, kind of this upgrade age of the millennials getting a house first then, and now probably a second or third house now. What was happening is that what does this person do when they buy an existing home? Well, 99% of the time they're going to paint it, and they're typically going to do some home improvement. They're going to put the kids' playhouse in the backyard. They're going to mess with new lights and ceiling fans. There's actually a book about this called The Pig and the Python. If anybody ever wants to read it, it's a great book. It's not about this specifically. I kind of created this trade on my own, but one of the metrics you can use to run this trade is existing home sales. It's my theory that Home Depot and Lowe's and other kind of big lots and Walmarts are probably going to be impacted quite a bit by existing home sales, reducing numbers and that's again based on the longer term effect of raising interest rates. Is that if I'm going to buy a house, it's going to cost a lot on a monthly payment because interest rates are higher. And I'm probably not going to buy an existing one if I can buy a new build, or I'm just not going to buy at all. And existing homes are not going to sell as well because the buyers, not because of buyers, but because of sellers. And I'll give you an example below in my real house. But anyway, the thought here is that when these SAAR numbers come in low, at very low, which I expect to happen, we're just gonna put some shorts on Home Depot and Lowe's, and we're likely gonna strangle them too. Straddle them too. So just enter with like a bear straddle. That'll just be the easy way to go. So this one, and that is again a byproduct of interest rates. You're getting that here. You're getting that from real life. You're getting that from me. I've seen this. I traded. I've done it. 14 years of managing billions of dollars. Now I gave that all up so I can teach you for free without any moral hazard. This is my investment property in the Woodlands. I can't believe this. It lost 110,000 in value in the last 2 months. So you see here where it says Z estimate. That's today, but this has not updated because I did an open door on OfferPad. I can't remember which it was. I think it was OfferPad. I did an OfferPad offer at the same time 2 months ago, and I ran this, and it was for 600,000. I did one 2 days ago, and it came back at 485. So who knows if those numbers are legit, but obviously there's somebody out there that would take that. And if somebody will take it, that's the market. And if that's the market, not a good time to be a seller of homes. There will be long-term impacts of that. And one of those is that rent goes up. And I'm renting mine out, so I'm okay with that. I'll be able to charge more for rent. But I can't sell it at that big gain I had in there. So that's what's happening in the real estate market. I want you to be on top of this. I'm going to talk a little bit more about real estate just so I can learn you guys up a little bit. And also it helps me. The more I do this for others, the more it helps me in these trades. But I'm just going to keep putting these numbers up here every, the third week, every the 20th-ish. That way we can watch SAAR, which is the existing home sale. So you're welcome, Bulls. Don't want to get stagnant. You want to keep it going. Let's talk about what's in the news. Don't fear the bear. Okay, market watch. I get you, dude. Yeah, you were just telling us how horrible the market is and how we're all going to lose money and we're all going to die without a penny. And now you're telling us that bear markets are good. Inflation persists thanks to consumer resilience. Yes, consumers have been resilient. They are still spending, even though the prices are getting out of control. But that won't last forever. And remember, that shrinks the money supply if those dollars go to mega corporations, which they do. Amazon Prime Day was last week, right? Big deal. This is all trash news too, but they're trying to make it bullish. Wall Street Journal sucks. I put that in here just so I could bash it. If you're following the Wall Street Journal, save your money and go buy an Investor's Business Daily and a Barron's. But Barron's this week was also a little bit salesy. 42 roundtable picks from our pros. What? Okay. Is that an opinion or not? Of course not. So that's why you come to me for all this kind of stuff. I'll tell you what's up. But if you ask me, this news tries to be sending a head fake to the inflation that is casting massive shadows over the market. So these shadows of doubt are coming from the fact that it's here. It's scary. Everything's more expensive. And they can't sell you newspapers by just simply telling you the same thing. So now they're going bullish on a week where we should probably be bearish. All right. I don't trust headlines. Neither should you. Trade with your gut. Follow the Fed. And the trend is your friend. Those are the trading rules here, right? So don't let this make you think that the market has bottomed. It hasn't. And as for the trades that I'm recommending here, I'm kind of saying that to say this. TLT is still in the oven. It's still cooking. I'm going to cash huge on that. Again, easiest trade of my career, most likely. And probably it has been economically. There's no reason to be anywhere else. So we're heavy in there. My bulls are heavy in there and satisfied and then confident. As far as what I want to do for the rest of the week is I want some action. And I think that the O&G, the oil and gas, if we look at crude, it came up from 94 to 97 over the weekend. That means ERX, DVN, FANG, and CDEV look like they're going to be put back on the table at some point this week. I will likely grab some ERX. I'm not necessarily buying the option. I might. But for the most part, I'm probably just going to buy some ERX and some DVN options on DVN, that is ERX, the individual shares. And then just do it on Monday around 9:45 my time, 10:45 Eastern time, and just pick a couple percentages and put some good bases in some positions. And look, we might get the barrel of oil back up to 110 this week. Who knows? So I want to be on the right side of that. I'm not very scared of oil prices going any further down. So we got that on the oil front, and those are some good trades. If you don't have those stocks on your watch list, go ahead and put them there. Buy the rumor, sell the news on SOXL. SOXL, our baby, we made a bunch of money trading her. We had to take one loss trading her. I got some other bulls texting me about getting back in, and I honestly like it. So I'm going to get back into this is a buy the rumor, sell the news situation, right? Congress is putting on the floor. Maybe it's not Congress. It's yeah, it is. So Congress is going to be discussing what they call the CHIPS Act, which is the Build for America Act, which is kind of like some bullshit stimuli act to give tax incentives to semiconductors to be produced on American soil. I don't even know if it gets passed. I don't really care. This is the buy the rumor, sell the news. So they're talking about it being expected to be passed, and it's going to hit the floor on Tuesday of next week. And next week they'll have a decision. I don't care. I don't know. All I know is that when more people are talking about it, more numbers are going up, and that it's actually been popping very well. And I also know for a fact that all three of these companies, this is Micron, NVIDIA, AMD, are at very soft prices. So even if you're not an options trader, even if you're not a scalper, even if you're not a day trader, you can always just buy some of these positions and hold them and see what getting a profit feels like kind of under your feet if you're one of my new guys. Oh, by the way, they're also talking about the decriminalization of weed, which I'm all about, and then also restrictions on trading in Congress for Congress people and also for politicians. They should not be able to profit off of the same bills that they passed. This is a moral hazard that's been accepted for way too long. If I'd made an insider trade, they'd throw me in prison. They take away my licenses. They do all this shit. These guys do it with reckless abandon and brag about it. It's absolute fucking bullshit. You boys fired up Sherpa here. The best bet, I mentioned this before, the best bet this week is on the banks. So y'all know I like to use FAS. FAS is the 3-time levered on the banks. We've been buying it up in the 90s, up in the 100s, up in the 80s, kind of dip trading it around. We got down into the 50s with this bad boy, 58, and it's at 64. When interest rates go up, banks make money. When the market bounces, banks make money. I think we're going to get a small bounce in the market. It's no doubt that all of these stocks are kind of just undervalued and also just not getting any attention because it's all oil, it's all real estate, it's all interest rates, it's all treasuries, it's all Congress, it's all semis, it's all cryptos, and the banks are steadily making money. And when rates go up, they get to charge more interest. There's an inflationary perspective there. So I'm going to buy an FAS option. This is my best bet. Again, this is my best bet. If you look at the chart here, this is a 3-time levered, and I'm going to buy a call on it, and I'm going to buy August 19th. So we got an August 19th, which is 33 days away. I'm going to spend $610-ish, and I'm going to get the $64 strike prices. I don't feel bad about getting a 65, kind of for the more round of a number hypothesis that you can have there. And just fire away on these two. This is the best bet. I don't need to explain it anymore. Again, follow my trade, make the money, buy the Substack, and then follow my trades the rest of the year. Do it. Also for some of my less sophisticated traders, we have every time I go long on the banks, I pick up. So I'm going long on the banks using this option here. I like to pick up some American Express. American Express is Buffett's favorite financial stock. It's one of my favorite financial stocks. I've been picking it up slowly, and I'm doing this in my IRAs. Just I sold out of most everything in my IRAs and 401ks. And this is the chart of American Express. And I'm here to tell you, if you want to make an easy trade without having to think, this is how you do it. Warren Buffett has bought this very stock since 1985 every single year, and he has never sold any of it. So kind of get with the picture here. And then finally, kind of get to the end of it. I'm very, 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 very bearish on crypto. Another great trade. This would be my best bet if I didn't love FAS so much, but I'll be trading on this too. So I'm still firing away, regardless of where we are right now. I'm shorting Mara and I'm shorting RIOT using puts. I'm going to buy the 19s at the money like we have been doing. Again, buy the 19 puts at the money, but I'm just going to buy whichever one is down the least on Monday morning. And it'll likely be RIOT. Mara has a little bit more Ethereum in it. Ethereum has been doing in their business model. Ethereum has been doing a little bit better than Bitcoin, but I'm going to buy RIOT puts so I can make money off of it, decreasing in price. You're welcome on that one too. I know I'm losing steam here. It's because Rory's just losing the lead in the background. All right, Bulls. That's all I got. Remember, tell a friend, tell a stranger, tell a neighbor. Help me become the #1 trading Substack on the internet, and sign up at the sherpas.substack.com. We have grown to roughly 60 paid subscribers in the time that the market went to hell in a handbasket, pretty much the worst trading environment in the last 20-ish years. And I'm growing my subscribership. That should tell you something. You get my cell phone number. You get this as well as all my trades as they happen in real time. Kind of don't understand why people aren't buying it more, but we will get there. This is my full-time endeavor. This is what I do for a living. Support me, support the effort, support the knowledge, support the leadership in this shitty time to be investing, and start making money with me today. So that's all I got. Love you all. AFG, LFG, LGR. Let's get rich.